Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So, as we discussed in the last class, we have already completed the discussion about one-dimensional array and two-dimensional array. In the last class, I have already shown lots of programs regarding two-dimensional arrays, how we can implement two-dimensional arrays, and how we can access various elements of various positions of a two-dimensional array. And I have also shown how we can perform the basics matrix operations of in two-dimensional arrays like determinant calculations, the summation of two matrices, subtraction of two matrices. Okay, so these are the operation transpose of one matrices. So this kind of operation I have already shown, and some of the operation I gave you as your home task. Okay, that we will discuss in our lab. Okay. So today my objective is to discuss with you is another kind of array that we didn't discuss yet, because whatever array we have discussed yet, that is based on a numerical kind of array, right? So today our objective is to discuss about the character array. Okay, the objective of this class today is to discuss about the character array, which is also called as string in C. Okay, string handling in C. String is nothing but a representation of a character array. Okay, so let me share my screen. I think the screen is visible to everyone, right? So our objective of today is to discuss about the character array that is called string. So in C programming, a string, just like a numerical array, string or character array has also various kinds of applications, a wide range of applications. Okay, so we can use this string or character array. Suppose in an application like suppose you have a 10 names. Okay, 10 names of a student, and now I will ask you to organize the names in ascending order. Okay, to do some marks calculation, it will be easier for me if you organize the name in ascending order. That means the name of the student whose name starting alphabet is A, he should be placed first. Then the B alphabet student starting alphabet is B. Then he or she should place second. Then the starting alphabet of a name of a student is C. Then he or she should place third. And in this way, alphabetical orders, we will ascending the names of the students of a particular class. So this kind of application we can do with the help of string or character array, right? So uh, strings are nothing but an array of characters. That is, they are characters arranged one after another in a memory, right? So it is nothing but an array. Okay. One thing you should remember: string is not a data type in C. Please remember, string is not a data type in C. কেউ যদি Java জেনে থাকে, if you know Java, then you will find that in Java, string is a data type in Java. String is a data type in Java. So please don't mess it up with C programming language. In C programming language, string is not a data type. It is a data structure. String in C programming language is nothing but a data structure. Okay, it is a such kind of structure by the help of which we can organize, store, or manage the data in a efficient manner. That is called data structure. The string is not a data type in C. It is a kind of data structure, right? So strings are nothing but a collection of character of array of characters, or a collection of characters or alphabets, you can say, one after another in a sequential manner. Just like the normal array, string is also a collection of arrays on a sequential manner in a memory. Okay, or contiguous manner, which I already discussed. Array is nothing but a collection of a contiguous memory locations, right? Thus, a character array is called a string. So each character array within a string is stored within one element of the array successively, right? A string is, this is also a very important line. A string is always terminated by a null character, which is also known as delimiter, which is represented in the form of backslash zero, which has been written here, backslash zero. So a null character is represented in this form backslash zero, which is also called a delimiter. So every string must be ended with a backslash zero or delimiter. So you can either use this backslash zero to represent the end of a string. Okay, to represent the end of a string manually, you can use it, or explicitly you can use it. You can use it in your program. Okay, or if you forget to use this backslash zero, don't worry, because C compiler will automatically puts or places this backslash zero at the end of the string, right? So string is always ended with a \0, one extra character which will use as a null character. That is the major difference between a string or a character array and a numerical array. Numerical array never ends with a \0. There is no extra character placed in case of numerical array, which we have already learned. But in case of string or character array, it is always ended with a \0 or null character. Clear? Now, arrays and strings. Now, what are the operations that you need to know regarding strings or character arrays that we already know? These are the very general operations that we actually follow in our numerical array as well, like how to read and write a string or a character array, copying one string to another string. That means how we can copy one string to another string. Then combining string together. Combining means we actually perform the concatenation of two strings. Suppose my name is Sanjay and my first name is Sanjay, last name is Chakraborty, right? So if we concatenate these two, Sanjay and Chakraborty, without giving any space, then it will stick together. First name and last name will stick together and place together in a Sanjay Chakraborty mode. So that is a string concatenation. Concatenation of two words or two terms together is called combining or concatenation of two strings. Then comparing strings for equality. That means if the two strings are equal or not, that can be managed with the help of comparing. Can anyone tell me any application where we will require this comparing of two strings or equality of two strings? Any applications in terms of programming that in such an application we require a comparing between two strings? That application you have already done in case of numerical array, where you compare whether the two numbers are equal or not. Yes. Your voice is breaking.
So we can also implement searching of a name array. We can implement that.
No. In case of searching, you are comparing one array with a number. That means whether the number is present into that array or not. I am not telling that. I am telling that whether the two arrays are equal or not. Have you applied such kind of application in array? Suppose two numerical array, whether two array are equal or not. That means suppose you have given in the first numerical array, you have given one number 1, 2, 3. In a second numerical array, you have given another number 1, 2, 3. So this kind of application we generally use in case of palindrome. If you remember, মনে পড়ছে palindrome. Palindrome is nothing but a reverse of a particular input array, the reverse of a particular input array, and the checking that whether the reverse input array is equal to the original input array or not. If the reverse is equal to the original input array, then we will say it is a palindrome. That means both the reverse and the original array are similar. And if it is not, then we will say not palindrome. A similar kind of thing is applicable in case of string. That means there are several strings in this world whose reverse is equal to that string. As for example, madam, this string, this word, M-A-D-A-M. So if you reverse this word, this is again similar to the actual word, that is madam. So this madam is working as a palindrome, right? So there are several words in this world which are working like a palindrome. So by the help of this comparing strings, it's an application of how to find a palindrome. This is one of the applications of how to find a palindrome. Okay, whether the two strings are equal or not. Now extracting a portion of a string. So we can extract a portion of a string which is also called a substring. Okay, some portion of a string. That means we can give a index location from 0 to up to n/2 or some n/2 to last n-1. Any position we will give, and your program will actually fetch that particular part or particular substring of your entire actual string. So these are the overall operations or general operations that we are going to prefer to perform in character array or on strings. Now a string, one thing you should remember, in case of C, I already told string is a data structure, it is not a data type. Okay, please remember it. String is a data structure, is not a data type in case of C programming language. So the string word you can use as a variable, just you have used any valid variable in C programming. But I have said string keyword can be used as a variable. Okay, this string word can be used as a variable, just like the other valid variable you are using in your C program. Okay, so string is generally implemented on the basis of the array. So the backbone of any string in C programming language is nothing but a character array. ব্যাকবোনটা কিন্তু ক্যারেক্টার অ্যারে, বারবার বলছি। In case of string, the backbone is always a character array, right? The string is implemented always based on the character array. So before we will define, we will use a string concept. We'll have to define the string in terms of character array. So character array definition is similar to a definition of numerical array. So we have to first put the character data type, then the variable name or string name, whatever we want to use, and then the size of the string we can provide it. Okay, you can make this field blank because automatically it will assume a size up to a certain limit. Okay, like char name 20. So this is the character. This is the character array whose name is 20. That means the size of the name is 20. So this name can hold maximum 20 characters inside of it. Because in some of the cases, the people who are staying in the South India, southern part of the India, their names are bigger. Okay, it's more than 20 characters. It is found. It is found natural in case of southern people of the India, right? So for those cases, we can use a such huge size of name character. Okay, so this is a name. It may be a name of a student, it may be a name of an employee, or it may be a name of any other kind, which can hold maximum 20 characters in a particular way. Okay, so when the compiler assigns a character string to a character array, it automatically supplies a null character at the end of the string, which I already took. Look at the definition here. This is the character array in terms of string definition. So strings are initialized in such a form: character array name 4. Either you can give a size of the array or you cannot give, both are acceptable, right? So it will automatically assume the 4 bytes at backend. Compiler will automatically assume the 4 bytes at backend. Okay. So RAM. So each and individual character will be separated by a single colon. Okay. Not colon. It is a single. It's a single inverted comma. We can represent each and every characters here, like RAM. The name of the student is Ram. So each and every character, so the alphabet of the name of the students will be separated by a comma and a single quote, right? And this will be ended with a \0 to represent the null character or the end of a string, right? This end of a string is very, very important because it will consider that this is the end of a string, because I have already told string is a data structure. So it is a logical concept. It is not a physical concept. As a data structure is a logical concept, that's why string is a logical concept. So it will actually implement it on the physical structure of the character array. The string is a logical concept or logical data structure which is actually implemented on the physical structure of the character array. So that's why where should be the end, that has to be specified in case of string data structure. So that's why we will use a delimiter, a special delimiter or null character to represent the end of the string. Okay. You can also define the string in such a way. Please check it out. You can also define the string in such a way. So here I didn't use a backslash character, and the entire name will be enclosed with a double inverted quote. Okay, it's similar to this, right? So here we didn't use the backslash character here, but it is the compiler will automatically assume the backslash character to represent the end of the string. Okay, so you can either represent the string in such a way or you can represent the string in such a way, right? So when we initialize a character array by listing its elements, the null terminator or the size of the array must be provided explicitly. Okay, so this is the memory allocation of the string. You can say like this. So in your memory, it has been occupied the 4 spaces. In the first case, it has been occupied the 4 spaces. The first space will be occupied for the character R. Second space will be occupied for the character A, and third space will be occupied for the character M. And in each and individual spaces or each and individual characters will have some unique memory address. Okay, each and individual character will have some unique memory address. And even the blank space or null character, this null character is also has a individual a specific memory address. Okay, it is also working like a character. This null is also working like a character. That's why it's called null character. Okay, it also holds 1 byte and also holds a specific address. Now, one thing you should remember, you should notice here. I think you have already noticed here. Here I'm going to store the name Ram. Okay, but I have provided a size 4. Okay, this thing is very important to notice here. I am storing the name Ram, but I have provided a size of the character array name is 4. Why I have used one extra size? Because of storing this \0 character. Okay, it is also a character.
Non-character.
Yes, the null character is also a character. It
Yes, null
also
character.
occupy 1 byte. It also occupy 1 byte just like the other characters. So that's why we have added the total size of the storing name plus 1 more character byte for the null character. The similar case will be happened here. It is mandatory. If you use 3 here instead of 4, simply compiler will give you error. Why? Because you didn't create a space to hold a null character. That you have to explicitly do in case of programming. You have to provide an extra space to store the null character. You cannot give the null character. That will automatically assume, just like this case. It will automatically assume by the compiler. But you have to provide a space where it has been assumed by automatically assumed by the compiler where it should be stored. That space you have to provide explicitly in this case. Okay. So let me show you one basic program of how we can read and write a string. So first I am going to show you, check this program very carefully. First I am going to show you the basic program of how we can read it with the help of character array. So all of you know that how we can use a character array just like a numerical array. We will take a character array A whose size is 4. Okay, and I have actually entered the size. That size can be varied. So the maximum size is 4, so you can vary the size. Okay, so that is your choice. You can take it, you cannot take it. And then these 3 lines to take the input elements or input characters of this character array A. And I have used a simple character array concept. That means I have used a for loop starting from 0 to up to the size of this character n. Okay, so 0 to less than n, that should be less than n, and scanf should be there to read the character array. In a similar way, we will print the same character array with the help of printf. So this is nothing new to you, right? It is commonly we will use in case of numerical array as well. So simply run this code. Suppose the size I have used 4, which I have already mentioned, and I have used this term, suppose san. Okay, so it will simply read the san and it will simply print the value of san. Okay, that is a character array. Now we can do the same job without using the for loop. In the form of string data structure, we can use the same job. So here, without using the for loop, I am just writing this statement. Scanf %s_a. Look at the statement very carefully. Scanf %s_a. So here, one thing is very interesting in C programming language, that string is not a data type; it is a data structure. But in C programming, it will provide you a string specific access specifier. This %s is a string specific access specifier. Right, but at the back end, it depends on this character array. Please remember, at the back end, it always depends on this character array. The backbone of any string is nothing but of this character array, because string is not a data type. Okay, you cannot define string in this way. It is not a data type. Okay, in case of C programming language. So %s is a access specifier that we are using in case of string, right? %s, and here we don't need to use this ampersand operator. You may use it, you may not use it, but it's preferred to not to use this ampersand operator, because here string is acting like a pointer itself. Right now you don't understand the concept of pointer, because at the time of pointer chapter I will discuss about it. Okay, then I will if your conception will be clear. Right now just remember, along with the in case of reading the string, we don't use the ampersand or address of operator inside the scanf function. Okay, now we will do the same job while we are printing it. While we are printing it, we will do the same job. Instead of for loop, we will simply print the value of the string, the variable of the string a, with the help of %s sign. Okay, do the same job. Check it. Okay, so these things has been done correctly, right? Now suppose one thing I need to do here. Suppose I am writing my full name. Okay, Acha, suppose a small name will be should be taken. Orko Ghosh. Suppose this name I have taken, right? So here, look, while we are using this %s or scanf function with the help of string specifier, here it is only printed the first name instead of printing the both the first name and last name, because it will find a null character here. When it will find a null or blank space at the end of the string, it will automatically assume it at the end of the string. I have already told null character is like a blank space which is mainly used to represent the end of the string. So string is a data structure. While it will find this null character, it will automatically assume this is the end of the string. That's why it will print only the first name instead of both the name, first name and last name. Right? Now, here, if we use the character array instead of this string concept, that means the %c instead of %s. Okay, if you use this, okay, if we use this, it is simply read. It will read along with the blank space. Check it out. Okay,